subject, a new total change. Wow. Okay. So for the new ones, welcome. And what's happening here is like every time we have one new speaker coming up on stage, they talk about what they have in store and what they have in stock. Now, of course, if you are a company and you would like to even speak or talk about your own products, you're more than welcome to do so, but not today. You can register with us online for the next one. So once we do the other crypto expo, you will be on the list. You will have all the guidelines and the rules and regulations. And we're more than welcome to assist you and to have you on board and talk about your own company or talk about your product or talk about your own crypto or anything that you have that's related to crypto. Now, let's go to our next subject, which is how to trade CFD cryptos. This is interesting. And our guest for today is from Infinox. And let's welcome on stage Tiago Cardoso. Here we go, Tiago.
Hi everyone, my name is Tiago Cardoso. I come from Infinox Capital, which is an FX broker, a CFDs broker. I come from Portugal, so I'm original from Portugal. I'm based here in Dubai, and it's actually the first crypto expo that Infinox is participating. So it's obviously an honor for us to show up in a different kind of show. Usually, we as Infinox, we are more used to Forex shows, Forex expos, where we tend to be around a lot of our competitors. This time is a little bit different. Actually, in all of these exhibitors, we only have around 2 or 3 competitors from our world, let's say, from our industry. So it's quite interesting to be able to show you guys a different perspective of crypto, because I believe everyone here ends up having a different reality about crypto, a different expectation about all of these talks, all of these, shows that, or at least themes that people come here and talk about. I'm going to talk about something really different and something that probably is the only topic of these 2 days, which is CFDs, which probably a lot of people have already heard about, but as you are more exposed to the spot crypto, to NFTs, to all of those new things that everyone wants to explore, everyone wants to learn about, I came from a more traditional way to do business, which is through CFDs, which is through futures. And today what I'm going to talk about is exactly what are the advantages of trading crypto CFDs, which is not for everyone, and we are going to talk exactly about that. But it's essentially to show you a different perspective and a different way that you can have exposure to crypto, which is actually not holding crypto, but speculating over the differences of prices. So first of all, it's important to understand what a CFD is. I don't know if you guys have traded other types of instruments. Usually people, in a more traditional world, they trade stocks, they trade currencies, which is the Forex, which is changing a currency, let's say euro against the dollar, where we have a graphic that shows the currency rate, and we speculate over that, which is exactly the same thing as Bitcoin, because we trade Bitcoin against another underlying asset, which usually is dollars or euros, depending on the way that we want to have exposure to. And the CFD is basically a financial derivative, where there is no physical attribution of the instrument that we are trading. What does this mean? This means that if I am trading a CFD, I'm not actually holding the underlying assets. And a great example is, for example, orange juice. We can trade orange juice. We can trade futures of orange juice or CFDs of orange juice. Are we going to get delivered the physical product, the orange juice? We're not going to get like bags of orange juice. So what happens is, by the time we were supposed to receive the physical instrument, there is a liquidation of the asset. And what happens is that our exposure is liquidified and we have a profit or a loss. So CFD is exactly that, and the difference here is that we are not holding commodities, or we are not holding indices, like you obviously heard about the Nasdaq, about the S&P 500, or Forex. We are talking about crypto. This means that I can actually speculate over the price of Bitcoin, being it going up, being it going down, and I can have leverage, which is another advantage of the CFD or the futures, which is the fact that I can have a fraction in margin of what I want to invest. So, for example, if I want to invest $100,000 of crypto, of let's say Bitcoin, I want to buy $100,000 of Bitcoin. I don't actually have to hold those $100,000. I can leverage that up. I can just use a fraction of that margin. Usually, it's 1 to 20, depending on the risk that each broker takes. In our case, as Infinox, you can have leverage up to 1 to 20. Which means that for every $1 that you hold in your account, you can magnify it in 20 times. Now, why should you own crypto, not CFDs? Of course, CFDs, and what I explained before, is not for everyone. Not everyone wants to have this type of exposure. A lot of you guys probably just want to actually hold the coins, hold the digital assets. You want to be responsible for that. So it's not obviously for everyone. So why should you actually own crypto instead of hearing what I'm hearing, what I'm here telling you guys? So first of all, you want to be fully responsible for holding your crypto assets. I understand a lot of people want that, which is fine. It's a different way of, or it's a classical way of dealing with crypto assets. You are happy to pay the full value of your assets up front, which means that if I want to buy one Bitcoin, I have to pay out 40K, 35K, 45K, depending on how one Bitcoin is valued at that moment. You want to gain direct exposure to one underlying exchange per account, which means that usually nowadays not that much, because a lot of exchanges they offer multi-product, but usually in the past, I remember, because I used to be in this crypto industry for quite a long time, I remember that if you wanted to buy one specific crypto, you would need to go to a specific exchange. Then if you wanted to buy a different one, you need to open an account on different one. So you ended up having it spread around 5 or 6 exchanges until the moment one of them just blew up. You lose all the coins from that side, and you have to gather everything in one wallet. So you are responsible for that, and you have to make sure that you have everything spread around. You are also happy to wait for an exchange account before you can buy or sell. So a lot of times, and nowadays not that much, because technology is developing. It is easier to pass KYC. A lot of exchanges also don't have the same regulatory needs, but usually you would have to wait like 1 week or 2 weeks to have your account fully verified, so you can start actually buying your physical assets. You also don't mind introductory limits or maximum deposits. Give you an example, a lot of exchanges you cannot fund up to a limit, so it means that you cannot have the exposure that you probably want in the first stage. You need to do it step by step. You also don't mind paying additional fees for deposit or withdrawals, which happens a lot. We want to fund our accounts, we end up having to pay quite a lot of money to process a transfer, because it has to be done via credit card that charges 10%, or you have to do it via a bank transfer that also takes 5 or 4 days to liquidate your funds. And you want the lack of regulatory protection, because obviously when we deal with crypto, unfortunately, or with the crypto exchanges, there is a regulatory emptiness, which means that if tomorrow an exchange blows up, where do we go to claim for our money? There's no regulatory body that can protect us. So these are the reasons that you might find interesting to actually not even listen to what I'm going to talk about, and actually own crypto, which again is legit. And again, that's why we are all here, to understand different options, understand different ways to have exposure to this industry. Now, why should you trade crypto CFDs? And this is important because not everyone actually wants to trade. A lot of people just want to buy and hold, which happens a lot, especially for the newbies. But we have a very specific part of our industry that is just interested in actually making money with speculating on the markets. And for that, it's always easier to go to a broker where it's a lot easier and a lot more you have a lot more effectiveness in just trading through a broker that is all their life their actual industry was to allow people to trade on different markets. So why should you trade crypto CFDs? You want to speculate on the price of cryptocurrencies without owning the digital assets. You don't want to pass through the burden of having to own your own cold wallets, storing the keys, the private keys, passing through the issues of eventually losing those keys. What you want is simply to just invest in the market, understanding that eventually Bitcoin might go up, and you just want to have a slice of that potential profit that is the action of just buying Bitcoin at 30k and selling it at 40k. Without having to worry about anything, you just want to log in on your trading platform and you are ready to go. You just need to click on the buy button, and that's basically it. You also want to leverage your position. Again, goes back to what I said, one of the advantages of trading CFDs, which is having the possibility of not having to pay up front the whole cost of an instrument or of a token or a coin, and you just want to hold a margin of that. And usually the leverage is 1 to 20, at least with Infinox. If you guys want to trade crypto assets, you can do it with a leverage of 1 to 20, which means that if I want to buy 20k or $20,000 of Bitcoin, I actually just need to have $1,000 because I'm trading in margin. I'm amplifying the exposure that I have to the market. This means that if I'm a beginner, or if I'm someone that wants to spread my risk in different instruments, I can use that $1,000, spread it across different instruments, across different cryptocurrencies. I don't have to put all my 20k in just one instrument. So it allows more flexibility, allows more safety in terms of trading. Yes, we are leverage, which has its risk, but depending on how we play with that risk, how we play with that leverage, we end up having a much better management of our risk. You also want to take advantage of the tax benefits of trading CFDs trading, because technically you don't pay profit taxes on that, right? Because it's a profit that is done within your trading platform. As long as you don't take the money out, you can just keep compounding those profits into different investments that you want to do inside your trading platform. You also want to gain exposure to multiple exchanges from one account. Infinox allows you to basically connect different exchanges in just one account, which means that we just started with a small offering of 32 crypto assets, but we can connect different exchanges, different liquidity, which means that from one trading account, you are able to trade on different exchanges or different instruments, and therefore just aggregating everything in just one account. You want to start trading straight away. Again, goes to what I said before, which was the opposite of opening an account in an exchange, which sometimes it takes a long time to just open an account, sending the KYC. A lot of exchanges actually allows you to trade with no KYC. Problem is you need to fund your account with crypto. You cannot fund with a proper bank transfer, because you want to fund your account with money that you have in your bank, with money that you earn through your salaries or other type of profits, and you want to invest. You want to use that money to invest in the market. With Infinox or with other regulated broker, what you can do is open a trading account. It's a few hours. You have your account fully verified. You can transfer. We have different ways of transfer. You can transfer. You can fund your account with credit card, with bank transfers. We have 5 different banks around the world to minimize the costs. You can transfer with crypto too. We allow that. You have Skrill, Nantel. You have a lot of different ways to fund your account. Much faster, much safer, and above all, done through a regulated entity. You don't want to have a maximum deposit limit. With Infinox, you can just trade with no limit. We have clients with $5 million. We have clients with $50. There's no limit. There's no minimum or maximum amount that you can trade. You can have the exposure you want within the 1 to 20 leverage that we offer. But you also want to protect your trading account. You want to protect the way you trade with a regulated entity. Infinox is regulated across 5 different jurisdictions, 5 different regulatory bodies, which no other exchange offers. With us, you are protected. You know that you have the protection of trading with a regulated, a trust broker, that every time that eventually you have an issue, you know where to go and where you claim your money. Thankfully, that never happened because we are very well managed, so that is not the problem. But it's to make people more safe, make people understand that using a trusted broker ends up allowing us to have a much more safer environment to trade. So what are the advantages of trading crypto with the Infinox? First of all, security of funds. Just like I said, whenever you fund, regardless of the method of funding your account is segregated on bank accounts held by Infinox. It's money that is always yours. Infinox never touches. Not like a lot of exchanges where we've seen, especially in different regions, and we have seen that on the news lately with crypto exchanges just disappearing, the domain that just disappears, and all the money that is there is gone, it's vanished. We are multi-regulated brokers, so that doesn't happen. Again, we are regulated by 5 different entities, and therefore we cannot screw around. We have to play by the rules. We have premium execution. We have, as I said before also, we are connected to different liquidity providers, allowing you to have premium execution and a great way to deal with your trades with our execution. We also offer social trading. We have this amazing platform called IX Social, where you can just, if you are a beginner, you can just download that app. You can find the best strategy providers. Usually those strategy providers are manual traders, are robots, are EA, which is called expert advisors, are automated traders that trade a different wide range of instruments. A lot of them trade crypto too, so I can actually search for strategies that just trade crypto or just trade Bitcoin and take advantage of how expert these traders are, and just take exactly the same risk and take exactly the same profits from you. I can trade directly from MetaTrader and MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5, which are probably the best platforms for trading that exist in the world. I know a lot of you guys use probably white-labeled solutions from the exchanges that your exchange offers. We offer MT4 and MT5, which is probably the best, I would say it's the best platform that exists in the market. And you can trade 23 different cryptocurrencies. Again, it's a small offering. Yes, it is a small offering. But every day we keep adding. Every day we keep connecting new exchanges. We keep connecting new liquidity to allow you guys to trade on different instruments. And you can have a leverage up to 1 to 20, 1 to 33, depending on the crypto assets. If you trade Forex, you can have leverage up to 1 to 1,000, which means that you barely take any risk because you can use just a small fraction of the amount of money that you want to invest. And above all, you can do what a lot of professionals do, which is betting on the prices to go up or on the prices to go down. I remember when I first traded crypto, we were all in that eagerness of seeing Bitcoin going up, because we really, it was the only option. We bought or we sell what we have. We didn't have the option to actually short the market and bet that there is going to be a correction. With Infinox you can, because you are trading a CFD, you can actually short the market. You can go in front of your platform and say, I believe Bitcoin is going down, so I want to short the market and make money on the correction that the market can have. So with Infinox, you can have that capability. Now, in terms of offering, these are the instruments that we offer. This is obviously just for purposes of this presentation. But it's just for you to have an idea of what are the different range of products that we offer within our crypto offering. Again, it's an offering that we keep increasing, that we want to be probably the pioneers in terms of FX brokers and regulated brokers to offer a wider range of cryptos. So it's just a matter of you guys trying to test our offering, not only in terms of the wide range of products that we offer, but also the execution that we offer. Okay, guys, thank you very much. It was a pleasure, and see you next time.